Why on earth, you guys, would I need a solar panel that can do what you're seeing right here? I think there's a couple of good answers to that. So let's talk about it and see what its performance is like. This is from BougeRV, the ArchPro flexible 200 watt solar panel. Let's unbox this solar panel. Came packaged very well. It's got sandwiched with this piece of material, and high density foam all the way around. And we're starting to catch a glimpse. Let me pull it all the way out here. And there it is. You can already tell I'm going to absolutely love this thing. I'm a huge fan of the glass solar panels. There are certain applications, especially on the road, where flexible panels are the way to go. So here are the specs. It's a 200 watt solar panel. Your VMP is 31 volts. Your IMP is 6.46 amps. Your VOC is 36 volts. And the ISC is 6.77 amps. And this is rated all the way up to a string of 1,000 volts. Rated for negative 40 degrees Fahrenheit all the way up to 185 degrees Fahrenheit. Hopefully you are not living in any conditions that are above and below that. You'd be in big trouble. Let's do some performance testing on this solar panel. Now, one thing to make mention of, notice that it's December 15th at high noon, but that means that I am just days away from the shortest day of the year. So the sunlight quality where I live is almost at its worst, and the sun is clear down in the southern part of the atmosphere. So it's shining through a lot more atmosphere than it does in June. So we're going to see the worst possible performance probably on this panel with quote unquote full sun. Crazy but true, it's in like the 50 degree range today. So cool, good temperature for solar performance, but we're going to still get degraded performance due to how much atmosphere is in the sun. We'll give this its best chance. High noon, cloudless. Plug it into a portable power station here, just like that. And you know, for the conditions we're working with, I think that is pretty darn good. You see that? 151 watts from a 200 watt panel, days away from winter solstice, so not too bad. Let's just try some shading for fun. Got a little shade right there on that corner. You can see we've dropped down to 135, 134. So still producing pretty darn good. Now I've shaded more of the bottom part of the panel there. That definitely affected it. We're 41 watts, but still producing power. What about a big ugly shadow in the middle there? That artificially killed the input. Now I have noticed something interesting with solar panels. Sometimes the closer you get to where the power comes out, the worse performance it gets. So we're going to adjust this and just shade barely on the bottom corner here. Everything else being open. It looks like this particular panel is unaffected by that. We're at 132. Now just for giggles, I've put it so that it's literally an arch shape. Let's just see if it's producing any power at all. And the answer is absolutely not. A couple of videos ago, I was testing some different solar panels over here by this fence. And I got a ton of comments of people saying, hang your solar panels vertically on the fence. Well, the problem with those two videos is, one, the first panel I was testing was a folding portable solar panel with kickstands and everything, and that did not lend itself well in terms of ways to mount it as well as cost to hang it vertically on a fence. Two, the other panels were these giant 590 watt bifacial glass panels. They were over 7 feet tall and they just rested against the fence. So there was no good way, once again, to get them mounted vertically. This BougeRV Arch panel, however, would be perfect for that application. I don't have any of this material, but if I had like some nylon string, I could literally tie a little loop right here to this corner grommet. There's one here in the middle as well, and another corner grommet over here. So consider what I could do. I could take some nylon string, go through this grommet, go around the fence post right here. Same thing with the top right corner. And then I could pull a line down to either a ground stake or maybe even just to loop it around the fence post at the bottom right there, so that I have 4 points of contact on this to help prevent it from getting really thrown around by wind. And you can see it's almost the perfect width to fit between each fence post. So that'll just rise up a little bit, and you could mount that vertically on the fence extremely easily. And I don't think you'd compromise the fence integrity too much, because the weight of this panel is so much less than any of the other options that everyone was saying I should mount to the fence. So if you're trying to do something like this with a vertical, fence mounted or something kind of installation, this panel could be a perfect solution for that. Another perfect application for a flexible panel like this would be on RVs. I don't have an RV available, but I've got this rounded drum that I just threw this over. You can see that the panel obviously is bending this direction, but it can also bend this other direction too, okay? Down the lengthwise like this. So if your RV roof is curved like that, this would conform to that curvature extremely well. And then obviously significantly lighter than, say, glass panels up there on your RV to minimize it being top heavy and whatnot. So I think this panel would be perfect for RVers, van lifers, all of those kinds of things where they have interesting contours and stuff they need to conform to, and weight is a big issue. Where I don't necessarily see this coming into play is something like I have up here on my roof, where, full-time home solar installation. I think glass panels where weight is less of an issue there and flexibility is not an issue. This panel may not be as good of a choice for that type of installation application. Do you guys agree? Let me know down in the comments. Even though in this configuration it doesn't produce any power, but I think it looks pretty sweet when you have it bent over like that. Not very many panels have the flexibility and the capability to do that. There's always a bunch of you that have great insights and ideas to share about how to utilize different solar products. There is no such thing as one size fits all. So I want to hear what you guys think this flexible 200 watt panel would be ideal for in your use case. And that will in turn help other viewers who are coming to the comment section looking for help to know where something like this could be deployed. Links to this are down in the description, so check it out. I've also got links to places where you can submit direct questions and even schedule a consulting call with me if you feel that would be beneficial for whatever projects you're working on. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and hype. 5 free things that really help small YouTube channels out at the moment. We've always got more epic content in the pipeline. I got some really fun DIY projects coming up here that none of you are going to want to miss. So stay tuned, stay safe, and we'll catch y'all next time.